I'm quite excited that you guys are actually starting the meetup series focused on developer experience. I think developer experience is like one big umbrella term that covers a lot of things that basically influence our work as engineers on a daily basis. So it includes a lot of different things, like your experience of using the tools you use, or if you interact with some components or external APIs, experience of using those, or even some processes like experience and culture in your company, experience of interacting with other teams. How does the process look like? What is the atmosphere like? So I think a lot of different things affect developer experience for engineers.
As Dan North put it, 90% of the work that we're doing is water. And water is basically the kind of a work which doesn't necessarily have to be done. So we can get away with it if we do things right and still achieve pretty much similar outcomes. By identifying and eliminating this waste, we can improve the productivity of our teams. And obviously there are two sides to the waste. One of them, about which the North himself is mostly speaking, is the one related to the management side of things. Other than the management and process-related waste, there is also very much technological waste. Building the kinds of things which don't necessarily have to be built, solving problems which are already solved.
I think for us as engineers, it's important because we want to enjoy our jobs. If we don't enjoy our jobs, we go elsewhere and find something more enjoyable, right? But I think for companies, it's important because there is a limit to how much you can grow the teams. As we grow engineering teams, we become less efficient because we need to interact with each other more. Or if you're wasting time just staring at something at your computer screen taking hours, we need to fix it, we need to optimize it. We need to make our engineers more efficient so they can focus on actually figuring out what to do instead of figuring out how to do it. The reason why I chose it, I've been working for Chronosphere for a little bit over 2 years now, and for most of the time I've been working on the project of our internal deployment systems that we built from scratch. And while we were building it, we consciously made a choice that we will treat it as a product. And I think that was one of the key reasons why developer experience is important for us. Because we basically treat other engineers at the company as our customers and trying to understand what is the problem they're facing, how are they trying to solve it. And we're trying to build a tool that first of all will do the right thing and solve the problem of deployment and make it efficient, safe to run, easy to run. And at the same time focusing a lot on what is the developer experience there for the engineer, how can we make it better.
In my presentation I will be mostly focused on the second part of the developer experience, meaning the technical side of it, and even more specifically the code reuse. And code reuse is kind of a double-edged sword because too much code reuse is as bad or worse as not enough code reuse. When we start generalizing too much code and too early, we start generating different kind of waste. And obviously you would ask, okay, so what is the just right amount of code reuse? And I'm going to give you the worst possible answer in this world, which everyone hates, is like, it depends, but honestly, it does depend. So what I'm trying to achieve in my keynote is not necessarily give you all the answers to all the questions, but I would like to focus on building more of a thought framework or a mental model which could be useful for understanding what kind of trade-offs are to be made and what kind of variables are involved in making those kinds of decisions.
Every company at some point faces a point where you can either buy some product, some tool that you can use for some purpose, or do you build it? And I don't think that many companies go the build path. And I think it might be interesting to people to find out what happens after you make that choice, right? And there's going to be a lot of things that we've learned along the way, right? It's not unicorns and rainbows, you know, after you build it. There's a lot of challenges as well, but I think there's also a lot of joy and a lot of interest in learning experience that we got from it.